Michigan's rock station, 106.5 The Buzz. The Fanatec GT World Challenge coming this weekend to Road America in Elkhart Lake. On the phone, driver of the number 97 CrowdStrike AWS BMW in the Pirelli GT4 series, Kevin Boehm. How's it going?
Great. Yeah, great to be on here.
Now, so for those who don't regularly follow sports car racing, can you explain just a little bit what GT racing is? Because, you know, we get like an alphabet soup worth of series coming through Road America over the course of a year.
Yeah, I mean, it can get confusing, and there's a lot going on. I mean, the SRO kind of organization has GT cars like what I race in, and there's kind of a few different flavors of those. I drive a GT4 car that is based on and really looks very familiar with a street-going machine, and you'll see the cars like I drive, which is a BMW M4, you have Porsches, you have Aston Martins, you have Audis, you have all kinds of cars that look very familiar with what you see on the road. And they're kind of lightly modified. I would say the performance level, and in some cases, is kind of detuned from the street car because they're actually, the performance level is pretty high in GT4. And in GT3 is another thing that you'll see on track, which is cars that are a lot modified from the street. They still loosely look like what you would see on as a road car, but they have really big wings. They have kind of things and stuff sticking off the cars to kind of use the air to push them down into the track. And those cars make a lot of power and go really, really fast on track. And again, you'll see a lot of different manufacturers there, everything from Mercedes to, again, Porsches and Lamborghinis and all kinds of really exotic cars. And but you'll also see really interesting cars like touring cars that are even closer to what you might see on the road just going to the grocery store, kind of Honda Civics and Hyundais and Mini Coopers and kind of Toyotas and all kinds of really, really cool cars. So basically if you're into cars, there's going to be something that interests you at Road America this weekend.
Now, what's been the most unusual thing you've seen pass through thus far this season?
Oh, unusual. So, I mean, I think so far, really the biggest variables we always have to worry about is the weather. In our last event in Virginia, kind of maybe 2 or 3 minutes before we were getting ready to do qualifying, it started to rain, but it didn't rain a lot, so everybody was on slick tires, which don't have any grooves in them to kind of accept any level of water. So we ended up doing a qualifying session on tires that will hydroplane at almost no miles an hour whenever there's any water. And it was pretty special to try to keep the car on track and deal with that. But for the most part, everybody survived, and we didn't have any big incidents. But that was a pretty big surprise. I don't think anybody was prepared for rain kind of right before we headed on track.
Now, you have kind of an engineering background, so when something like that happens, if you go off track, are you thinking, what did I just do to the car? Or is it just a matter of, do you kind of have the driver hat on at that point of just keep going?
Well, I mean, it depends. So as kind of the weekend begins, so when we're doing practice and testing and stuff like that, we still have the ability to tune and adjust the car. So I find myself really kind of thinking more like an engineer in those scenarios when I'm driving, because I'm trying to think of how I can kind of give some feedback to the team to make the car even faster. But as we start to approach qualifying and race sessions, we don't have as much time or ability to make adjustments anymore. So by then, the car is kind of what it is, and I find myself doing a lot less of a engineering mindset, and I focus more on just making sure that I'm asking the car to do everything that it can do. And specifically when the weather changes like that, it's really the engineer can't help anymore. So it's just about trying to feel the grip with the ground and make the best of it. And ideally, you don't go off tracks and you don't have to wonder if you're hurting the car.
Well, I mean, ideally, yes, but, stuff happens. It's racing. Talking with Kevin Boehm, driver of the number 97 CrowdStrike AWS BMW in the Pirelli GT4 series at Road America this weekend. All right, so you've been to Road America before. What is the key to a good lap at Road America?
Well, I think a lot, if anyone's been at Road America before, I think one of the things that stands out is there's a lot of really long straightaways, and I think everybody's first assumption is you need to kind of be really, really fast on those straightaways, but kind of counterintuitively, you really have to have a car that goes through the turns with a really stable platform so that you can get on the throttle really early. And when you do that, you actually end up making the straightaway even longer, and you can go really, really fast. So it's less about kind of top speed, and it's all about trying to make the car handle in a way where you can get the full throttle first compared to your competitors, and that's going to set you up for a really, really fast lap because there are so many long straightaways. And I mean, it's a really rewarding track to get right when you do it.
Now, just from your mindset as a driver, what's the best thing about Road America?
Well, I think one of the best things, the fans. I mean, every time that I've been there, I've been coming to Road America since 2012 or somewhere around there, and just seeing all the fans and how passionate they are. And I feel really, really jealous in some senses because not every track is as beautiful and well maintained as Road America, so it's like almost a park in some senses. So it's really cool to kind of go there and see everybody enjoy the facility, and there's so much to offer there. I mean, everything from camping and kid zones and disc golf and karting and all kinds of things outside of even our race weekend, and it's pretty crazy to kind of think of all the fun that you can have at a track like this.
Well, wrapping it up with Kevin Boehm here, getting ready for Fanatec GT weekend. Speaking of the fun you can have off track, how many bratwursts do you think you're good for this weekend at Road America?
Well, I'm probably limiting myself to one a day. Any more than that, and it'll start slowing me down on track. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them for sure.
Well, and this is the question I always ask most of the drivers: is the smoke that comes off of the grills that people bring to tailgate, like right next to the track, do you guys find that distracting from the standpoint of there's smoke and it smells great and I'm racing? Wait.
Well, I mean, it can be. It depends on how much smoke there is. I know that the smell itself can be distracting. Believe it or not, we can smell that in the car sometimes, and you'll end up looking over and trying to see where that's coming from because you might find your way over there later in the day. But sometimes the smoke can get enough, and you're actually wondering if there's a car smoking on track. But then you drive through it, and you're like, that doesn't smell like tire smoke. So kind of using the smell really tells us whether it's an issue on track or not. But yeah, it can be very distracting depending on the good smells.
Well, don't forget Lion's Corn Stand. That's on the top of the hill at Turn 5 there. All right, Kevin, if people want to find out more about you and everything else going on with the CrowdStrike AWS team, where do they head to?
You can find me at kevinboehm.com, and that's pretty much where you can find all of our social channels and what we're doing at the track. We try to give a lot of behind the scenes on what it takes to make one of these cars go fast. And for sure, I mean, if you can make it out to Road America, then tickets are easily purchasable at roadamerica.com, and we'd love to see you come by the trailer and we'll show you the car.
Yeah, these are the most affordable tickets of the season on the schedule, so stop on out and wander around, say hi to Kevin. What color is the BMW for those if they want to come find you?
Well, our car, we have a two-car team. One car is white and red, and that's my car, and then we have a second car that's white and green. And you want to look for the trailer that has a really friendly raccoon on it. We're the Random Vandals, and that's the easiest way to find us.
Friendly raccoon. I like it very much. Thank you very much, Kevin, for taking the time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And there you go, driver Kevin Boehm. Don't forget Road America Fanatec GT weekend this weekend. Go to roadamerica.com for tickets, details, and more. Non-stop rock on the way.